Good evening and welcome to the Siebens Fieldhouse, where we are broadcasting live on BV's very own UCN. Tonight's first game, the BV women playing host to the Carleton Knights. Following that at 7:30, the Buena Vista men playing host to the Lawrence Vikings in what seems to be the second round of the NCAA Championship. Thank you very much for joining us once again. I'm John Schultz, bringing you all the play-by-play action alongside my color man, Mike Jacobson. Mike, welcome.
Welcome.
Briefly, Mike, give us a quick insight as to what we can expect and what the players and coaches really have to have in mind coming into a game of this magnitude, knowing that tonight it's do or die.
Well, you have to be calm because this is a big game and emotions are going to be high. But also you want to stay focused. Remember your game plan so you don't screw it up and you can play a good game with your type of ball.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much for that in-depth insight. Once again, John Schultz alongside my color man, Mike Jacobson. We're going to be sending it back to the studio for a quick message. After that, more Beaver pregame right here live on the UCN.
Tom Weeks, and I'm very sorry if you have to watch this show. You can turn it off. It's midnight, go to bed. You're probably not doing anything that important anyways. But anyways, welcome to the beginning of the third season. We had professors in the media studies department thinking that we wouldn't make it to the third episode, and we're now in the what we like to call the third season, although if this was real television, it'd probably be like, I don't know, halfway through the first. But we like our own rules a little bit better. So welcome to the Late Show. We got a lot of new things starting this season. We've got Will It Break, which is a segment we're going to be doing a little bit later.
Here at Buena Vista University, the winds of change are forever blowing. That unpredictable Iowa weather. Old buildings are replaced with new buildings. Technology changes every year. But one thing will always be there for you. The U. Your connection to the Buena Vista University community. Check out the U, University Cable Network Channel 3.
My father spent his last teenage birthday in a ring of fire. I will not die here, he said to himself. 50 years later, he whispered the same thing to me from the hospital bed. You know, my dad, he's always had time for me. There are a lot of memories that we feel lucky to have shared with him. All he wants is a few more moments and a place he loves, surrounded by the people who love him.
Hospice provides the end-of-life care you and your loved ones want and need. It's available to everyone.
With the help of the people at our local hospice, he got his wish. And so did we.
Call a hospice in your community for more information on this service that makes the most of moments with the people you love. Hospice care. Comfort and compassion when it's needed most.
Welcome back to the Siebens Fieldhouse. John Schultz alongside my color man, Mike Jacobson. Going to take this time now to send it down to the floor to BV's own Tom Weeks.
For the Siebens Fieldhouse, I'm Tom Weeks reporting live. This is an exciting game we've got coming up. Right now, we have the pleasure of the company of the director of University Facilities, Keith Schmidt. Keith, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, thank you.
That's great. Now, something unique to this game that some people might not know about it, since it's the NCAA tournament, this is not necessarily a home advantage. Although it's in Storm Lake, this is not our court. It's actually NCAA property, and I wonder if you could kind of specify what the difference is for that.
Well, there's a few things that you actually go through. Some that you'll notice right off. First off, you look at the scoreboard. No longer is there a home and away. You have to put the name of the participating schools are actually on the scoreboard. You cannot have any banners advertising or promoting Buena Vista University. The scorer's table, decals on the floor, banners hanging from the anywhere other than your main conference banners cannot be displayed anywhere. Everything is an NCAA logo.
Wow, that's very. And how long did it take you and your staff to get ready for this game? You know, getting our field neutralized, whatever.
Well, it doesn't really take that much time. You take down some of the stuff that's, for example, the signs that set up the Beaver Den can no longer be here. Some of the signs that we typically had in front of the scorer's table, you basically take that stuff off the floor. And then the NCAA sends you, as you look around the room, tons of banners and display for their promotional benefit. And it takes a little while to put the stickers and decals down on the floor, but other than that, it's basically just kind of switch it from a BV mode over to an NCAA mode.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work. An important thing to consider, we're the only TV station that's ever going to tell you this, to turn off your TV and actually come out here. Student participation and the entire city is welcome to come out here. There's still tickets left, right?
Right. There's I don't remember a time that we've ever actually been sold out.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Carleton's coming a long ways, and so they're not going to bring an overabundance of people. And we've had good crowds all year long, but I don't think there'll be any problem at all getting tickets. And it's always a benefit for, it's great to watch it on TV, and I think it's outstanding that we're able to televise it. But at the same time, there's something a little different about being at the site. The players appreciate it more, a little more enthusiasm.
It is, and we invite everyone to come on out here and pack it up. We know it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but we've got a great women's game going on. We've got a great men's game following it. So it's important that everyone comes out here for atmosphere. Thank you very much, Keith, for being on.
My pleasure.
And we're going to turn it back to the press box. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tom Weeks, down on the floor there. As always, a very interesting interview with Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, we've got just a little bit over 4 minutes until the start of the second round of the NCAA tournament play between the Buena Vista Beavers and the Carleton Knights. Just want to briefly reiterate what Tom was saying, and even though BV hosting this game, not necessarily having a home court advantage, both teams obviously going to possibly have equal fans. BV's going to have that leg up being that it's actually on our own turf. However, subtle differences, such as the scoreboard right now. No more home and away up there. It says Buena Vista, Carleton, slight differences like that.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make the atmosphere somewhat fair because I know it's a home court for BV, but they want to still have that feeling that Carleton has somewhat of a home court advantage also. But you can see it's clearly BV fans right now, but there is some Carleton fans that did show up from this long drive.
Definitely, and just to touch base, Carleton is out of, I believe, Northfield, Minnesota, so it was kind of a pretty big haul. That's near the cities up there, so roughly 3.5, 4 hour drive for them. And so obviously you can't expect the fan base to be quite equal, but I tell you what, being this is such a huge game, one of such extreme magnitude, the fan base is going to be fairly equal. Contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have your fans that are going to travel anywhere you go, and they have a good section full of students and fans that are here already.
Definitely. Okay, just under 3 minutes. Mike, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick rundown of some of the eye-appealing stats and what have you.
Well, Carleton has 2 main scorers that have been shooting lights out lately, and Megan Vick that has been shooting about 16 points a game, with her co-partner Beth Freeman that's been scoring 13 points a game. So those are the 2 big players that you want to look for at Carleton. Well, on the other side, Buena Vista has Amy Magers that is scoring around 20 points a game. So she's been putting up a lot of baskets, and inside for the Beavers we have Christine Kapler that's been scoring about 13 points a game and around 7 rebounds.
Definitely. So all in all, a very evenly matched game tonight. Not necessarily a home court advantage for one team or the other. However, this stat to maybe take notice to, it says here the Knights have been unbeaten at home. Carleton moved its home record to 16-0 with Wednesday's NCAA tournament first round victory over Lakeland. Over the last 4 seasons, the Knights are 50-4 at home, 43-3 in the MIAC play. So you got to have a feeling that might play some type of a factor in tonight's game, being there roughly 4 hours from home.
Oh yeah, you have the Beavers. They're used to the rims, they're used to the court, and they're used to this atmosphere. It's the same way when Carleton's at home. So the visitors team usually has to get used to the environment, get used to the rims, and like just the lighting and all that kind of thing on a new court.
Definitely. One thing that we have to look for tonight is this is a game, a lot of people come in here with skepticism. It's Division III NCAA. They don't think that maybe the talent is quite up to par. Au contraire, definitely looking at some of these stats, it says the Beavers bring in one of the nation's highest scoring offenses into the 2004 NCAA tournament, averaging just over 80 points per game, holding their opponents to 61 points per game over their last 25. The Beavers have scored 70 or more points in 22 times.
I believe both sides have quite a bit of athletes, quite a few. I mean, you can see good shooting tonight, and you're going to see good rebounding and good defense. There's no doubt about the talents here on this court tonight.
It's going to be just an extraordinary game. 40 seconds until the starting lineups. One more thing to note, Carleton coming into this game 25-3, an overall record, and the home team rather the hosting team, as we might want to politically correctly call it tonight. Buena Vista 26-2 overall. So once again, very evenly matched statistics. We've got very evenly matched heights on these women, and it's just going to be a great game overall.
No kidding. I mean, it's a well-matched game for second round of the playoffs, so it should be a good game, no doubt about it.
Also, we want to let our fan base and listeners let them know once again that after this game, there's going to be about another hour and a half, 2-hour intermission before tonight's men's game, where the Buena Vista men taking on the Lawrence Vikings at 7:30. So stay tuned for that after today's game.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Buena Vista University for the second round of the 2004 NCAA Division III Basketball Tournament Championships. Today's matchup features the Carleton College Knights and the Buena Vista University Beavers. At this time, we ask that everyone please rise as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem, being sung this afternoon by BVU senior Sari Townsend.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now let's meet your starting lineups. At one forward for the Knights, a 5'11 junior from Richfield, Minnesota, number 34, Katie Freeman. For the Beavers, a 5'7 senior from Ponca, Nebraska, number 11, Kelly Taylor. At forward for the Knights, a 5'11 sophomore from Northfield, Minnesota, number 45, Megan Big. For the Beavers, a 5'10 senior from Manila, Iowa, number 23, Amy Magers. At center for the Knights, a 5'11 junior from Richfield, Minnesota, number 50, Beth Freeman. For the Beavers, a 5'11 junior from Cresco, Iowa, number 45, Christina Kapler. At one guard for the Knights, a 5'9 junior from Rushford, Minnesota, number 10, Christy Colbinson. For the Beavers, a 5'6 sophomore from Trainer, Iowa, number 13, Katie McGuire. At guard for the Knights, a 5'10 senior from Shoreview, Minnesota, number 32, Lene Engel. For the Beavers, a 5'8 junior from Pomeroy, Iowa, number 15, Megan Holtorf. The Knights are coached by Tammy Metcalf-Filzen, the Beavers by Janet Berry. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation.
Well, there we have it, the national anthem in the books, starting lineups in the books. Sari Townsend there, one of BV's own students singing the national anthem. As always, very beautiful, very honoring.
Oh, yeah.
One more thing as the teams are huddling around their coaches before tip-off here, just a quick rundown of what we've got for the starting five. For the Carleton Knights, at forward, Katie Freeman. Right forward, Megan Vig. Center, Beth Freeman. At left guard, Christy Colbinson. And on the guard, Lene Engel. For the Buena Vista Beavers, coming in with a 26-2 overall record, Kelly Taylor at forward, the 5'7 senior. Amy Magers also coming in at forward. For center, Christina Kapler, the 5'11 junior. At right guard, Katie McGuire. And guard, Megan Holtorf, the 5'8 junior from Pomeroy, Iowa.
Well, it looks like the crowd's ready and looks like the players are ready for an outstanding game.
Tip-off just underway. Kapler Kepler for the Beaver gets the tip off over to Kelly Taylor. 1955, the Beavers starting it off the way they've wanted to, over to McGuire in the right wing. McGuire, she's going to drive baseline, nothing doing, back out to Kepler. Kepler over to Holtorf at the top of the key.
Looks like Carleton's playing a man-to-man defense, a tough one as is.
McGuire back over to Holtorf in the right wing. She's going to drive down, tries to kick it back out, over to Megers. Gets it stripped away. Nothing doing for Buena Vista.
Good defense by Carleton. Ooh, an accidental bump.
That one between Kepler and Megan Vig of Carleton. It's going to be BV ball, Megers to inbound.
Looks like Carleton's going to put a little press on or just man-to-man defense just to cause a little havoc.
McGuire crosses the timeline, brings it up the court for BV, over to Megers. Megers back over to Kelly Taylor at the right wing. Down low to Kepler. Kepler doing her best to get it up there, gets a hand in her face. The first try, nothing doing, backing up off the glass. Buena Vista 2.
It's going to be a tough getting the ball inside to her because they're playing good, solid man-to-man, but she kept trying and finally got it in.
Beth Freeman for Carleton bringing it up the court. Standing at the top of the key, nothing doing up there.
BV's playing the man-to-man defense also.
Back over to the right wing, over to Megan Vig. Back to the top of the key to Christy Colbinson, over to the right wing.
Nice.
Looks like Megan Vig tried to take it down low, nothing doing. Kelly Taylor.
Beautiful pass.
Coast to coast to Megan Holtorf, nothing doing off the front of the iron. Brought down by Katie Freeman for Carleton.
You can see the energies there. Everybody's trying to push it a little bit, trying to get some easy baskets.
A lot of perimeter passing right now. Carleton Beth Freeman for Carleton tries to put up the three from way downtown. No good. Brought down by Lene Engel. She gets called for the and one there. She's going to be shooting from the line.
I believe that was Megan Holtorf. That's her first.
18:15 to play in this first half. Score stands at 2 up. No good off the front of the iron.
Nice rebound by Carleton.
Megan Vig for Carleton stands at the left wing. Over to Beth Freeman. Beth Freeman tries to plow her way down low. Nothing. Back out to the top of the key. Over to Lene Engel.
Playing good denial defenses, the Beavers.
A couple switch passing down at the low post for Megan Vig. Trying to do anything to get it up and in. Nothing doing. Kelly Taylor brings it down for the Beavers over to McGuire.
It was partially blocked by the bottom of the rim, so it's hard to get easy shots down below.
Megers over to Taylor. They're really playing with a lot of enthusiasm, as they should be coming into a game like this. Megers tries to go up and gets hacked.
The defenses have been awesome. They've been pushing the offensive players back farther and farther, making the passes longer and tougher to make also.
17:35 left to play. Buena Vista 2, Carleton 2. Megers at the line.
And foul on Christine Kobelson.
The first one is up and good. There's going to be a substitution for Carleton. Looks like Katie Kruger's come in for Christy Colbinson. Megers' second one from the line is up. Count them both. 17:34, Buena Vista on top, 4-2. As Katie Freeman brings it up for Carleton, back outside to Katie Kruger, over to the left wing.
Not much doing on the inside. They're trying to get some outside work, it looks like.
Katie Freeman tries to throw it down low to Megan Vig. Turned over.
That's a second steal by Amy Megers.
Katie McGuire brings it up over to Kelly Taylor. Thinking about it from way downtown, back over to Holtorf, over at the paint. McGuire down low to Megers.
Nice
up.
pass.
Counted off the glass for Amy Megers.
Beautiful ball movement.
16:58 left to play in the first half. BV on top, 6-2. Carleton's Megan Vig pulls up for the jumper. Count that one.
Good for three. Nice shot.
McGuire for the Beavers. As always, the duo McGuire and Taylor bringing it up together. Back outside of Megers to the left wing to Holtorf.
Carleton's really harassing the ball right now, making it tough for them to do anything.
They are playing an extremely tough man-to-man right now. McGuire thinks about pulling up for the easy two. Nothing doing. Kelly Taylor up and off the glass, gets the home roll.
Yep.
16:20 left to play. 8-5, BV on top.
Carleton's really pushing the ball up, trying to get some easy baskets.
Lene Engel perimeter passing over to Beth Freeman for Carleton. Back outside to Engel. Engel over to Vig. Vig down low to Beth Freeman. Kicks it back out to the top of the key.
Oh,
Katie
wide
Freeman
open.
tries to pull up for the deep three.
Carleton's been out doing some outstanding rebounding.
Down
Nice.
low to Lene Engel.
Nice cut.
Up and off the glass was good for hers. 15:47 left to play. Kelly Taylor with the ball. She's going to take it down by herself. Up and no good off the back of the iron. Brought down by Megan Vig for Carleton.
Each team are trying to take it to the hole to get some easy layups because the outside shots have not been falling yet.
Megan Vig holding up at the top of the key, nothing doing. Back outside to Katie Kruger. Launches it from way downtown. No good off the back of the iron. Brought down by Kelly Taylor for the Beavers.
They're trying to run, it looks like.
Taylor standing at the right wing. Gets it down to the low post to Kapler. Back outside at the top of the key to Holtorf. Drives it baseline.
We got a foul on Lene Engel.
I believe that's probably going to be her first in the game.
I believe so.
Another substitution. Looks like Staley coming in for the Beavers. Beth Freeman sitting down for Carleton. Also Katie Freeman.
There's been no easy shots right now.
No.
I mean,
They are definitely fighting for everything. McGuire launches it from three-point land. Gets called.
for an offensive foul for illegal block.
Another substitution. BV bringing in Jess Griggs for Kapler.
It's nice to get everybody in the ball game in the first 5 minutes to get used to the atmosphere, so when they do get in and really play hard, they're used to it and
Definitely.
get the nerves out.
It's like you said, it's very important to get some PT for all your players right away in a game like this, because obviously there's going to be some butterflies in all of these opponents today.
Yeah, the shooting's not the greatest right now, but they're all trying hard.
Coast to coast pass from McGuire to Jess Griggs, up and off the glass. Count that one for Buena Vista. 14:44 to play. Buena Vista on top, 10-7.
All the points have been in within about 5 foot of the basket right now.
Yeah, not a whole lot of perimeter shooting going on right now. Accurate perimeter shooting, rather.
Yeah.
Megan Vig for Carleton dishes it off to Christy Colbinson. No good off the back of the iron. Brought down by Megan Vig. Good offensive board for her.
They've been really pounding the boards, has Carleton. They've gotten at least 3 or 4 offensive rebounds.
They really have, and especially in this last possession, Carleton has had at least 2 just in this last possession. Back out to the top of the key to Casey Hamilton.
Nice steal by Magers. That's her 3rd one.
Magers dishes it off to McGuire. She crosses the timeline, brings it up the court with oh so much confidence, as always.
But they keep Carleton's defense keeps pushing them farther and farther back behind the
Taylor tries to throw it down low to Magers. Turned over. Megan Vig gets it for Carleton. Dishes it off to Casey Hammond. No good off the back of the iron. Put back up by Megan Vig. Count that one for Carleton. 13:41. Buena Vista on top, 10-9.
Close game for being the first 7 minutes.
Magers thought about driving from the right wing. Dishes it off to Griggs. Back over to Magers. Up and counted. Emmy Magers.
She's had at least 3 or 4 baskets so far.
Looks like a 22nd by Carleton.
Currently, get some more fresh legs in.
Definitely. Currently 13:21. Buena Vista on top, 12-9. Team fouls 2 apiece right now for both Buena Vista and Carleton.
Well, the refs have been playing. They've been letting them play a little bumping here and there, but they're letting the players get used to the flow of the game and let them play.
They really are. You know, in a game like this, a lot of people think that coming into it, the refs aren't going to let anything slide. They have to be as eye-appealing as possible. But right now, you know, they've let a couple things go, which is good because early on in the game, you don't really want to hold teams back. Just let them start figuring out their momentum and get it going from there.
Yeah, they have nerves. They're just trying to get the passes around, trying to run their offense and defense, and the refs are just trying to get used to the tempo also.
In for the Beavers, Holtorf, McGuire, Griggs, Staley, and Kapler back in. Christy Colbinson for Carleton, bringing it up.
There's BV still playing the man-to-man defense.
Colbinson over to the right wing to Katie Freeman. She's thinking about it, nothing doing.
They can't get it inside right now.
Cross perimeter pass over to Christy Colbinson, dishes it off out to the right wing. Beth Freeman for the jumper, no good off the back of the iron. Brought down by McGuire as she's fighting for it. It's going to go off Carleton, BV ball.
Well, they're playing aggressive, both teams fighting for every possession.
This definitely is a very aggressive game thus far with 12:52 to play. Buena Vista 12, Carleton 9. Kelly Staley inbounds to McGuire.
Defense is the main factor right now, not letting any outside shots happening.
Holtorf tries to take it down, runs into a tower of women. Dishes it off to Kapler. She goes up, she gets hacked.
I believe the foul's on Beth Freeman. That's her first.
Christina Kapler for Buena Vista, going to shoot 2 from the charity stripe. First one is up and counted. 13-9, BV on top.
These free throws are very important this first half, just trying to get into the flow.
Definitely. Kapler's second one is up and good. Carleton inbounds to Christy Colbinson. Colbinson getting guarded exclusively by McGuire. She's not going to let anything slide tonight.
No way.
Deep in the right coffin corner, Carrie Christensen.
They finally get it in.
Back down low to Beth Freeman, up and off the glass, and count that for Carleton.
Very nice move by Beth Freeman.
12:18 to play, BV on top, 14-11. McGuire, she's going to take it all by herself up. No good off the side of the iron. Brought down by Casey Hammond for Carleton. Dishes it back off to Christy Colbinson. A lot of aggressive play.
Nice.
Carrie Christensen tried to dish it off. Gets a tip by McGuire. She's going to take it up again.
Nice shot by Carrie Christensen.
Gets that friendly roll off the front of the iron. 14-13 BV on top as McGuire brings it up the court.
You can see they're all trying to penetrate, try to get some easy layups. A lot of them have not been falling though.
Yeah, so far it's been all inside play, which is maybe something to foreshadow what the game's going to hold, because as of now, no three-pointers are falling for either team. As McGuire shoots, as I say that, in and out from long.
But I believe that's her first shot from behind the arc. Everything else has been within 5 feet.
Katie Freeman for Carleton dishes it off to Christy Colbinson down low. She's driving baseline, nothing doing. Kicks it back outside to Carrie Christensen. Substitutions all around. Taylor and Megers back in for BV. Katie Kruger and Megan Vig in for Carleton. As Christina Colbinson and Cassie Hammond sit down.
Kapler, that was her first foul on the call.
Carrie Christensen to inbound for Carleton. Out to the top of the key, over to Katie. Katie Kruger dishes it back down low. Megan Vig, nothing doing, back out to the right wing. Top of the key, over to Carrie Christensen. Down low once again to Vig.
Nice back fadeaway jumper by Vig.
Up and off the back of the glass. 11:08, 14-15. Carleton on top. As Holtorf brings it up, dishes it off to Meger. Over to Staley in the left wing.
It's been really a back and forth game, and about 3 or 4 points is as far ahead as either team has gotten.
This last possession, a lot of hot potato passing as Kapler puts it up and off the glass for the easy two as she makes it look so many times.
Yeah, nice inside look and easy layup.
Beth Freeman thinking about pulling up from the perimeter, dishes it off to Katie Freeman.
They've been really trying to get it into Vig. That's been their main focus.
Carrie Christensen taking it from all the way deep in the left coffin corner, across the paint, up and off the glass. You can count that one.
Nice shot, but good defense also.
Holtorf over to Taylor, back over to Holtorf. Deep in the right wing. Taylor over to the top of the key to Staley.
Nice ball movement.
Down low to Kapler. Kapler up. Looks like she might have got a hand in her face there. She didn't hit too much.
No. But Carleton's defense has been making them shoot tough shots, so any easy basket, it's a plus, but there hasn't been many.
McGuire in for Staley for Buena Vista.
It's already been 10 minutes into the first half, so this game's really been flying. There's only been 6 fouls being called.
Katie Kruger brings it up for Carleton, dishes it back outside to Katie Freeman. Pulls up for the jumper from baseline.
They got called for over the back.
Yet another substitution already. Looks like Kirsty Colbinson coming back in for the Carleton Knights.
Carleton's been doing a lot of substitution, trying to keep fresh legs out on the court.
Definitely. Looks like every single player on the roster has had some PT already 10 minutes into the first half.
Yeah, that's a plus. I mean, then you have fresh legs and you don't have as many fouls.
Partial screen by Megers up at the top of the key, dishes it off to Kapler down low, up and off. Count that one for BV. 9:38 to play, 18-17 in this close, hard-fought game.
BV still playing that tough man-to-man defense.
Casey Hammond down low, tries to get it off to Colbinson, nothing doing.
Any easy layup is a plus, but the passes have been tough to get inside because both teams have not allowed any, has been making it tough to get an inside shot.
Yeah, you're very right. I think the objective word there is easy shot. Nothing is coming easy for either team so far with 9:19 to play in the first half here. As I say that, Megan Vick for Carleton pulls up for the jumper from inside the paint.
Yeah, she has a nice turnaround jumper that's hard to stop.
Kaden McGuire, nothing doing. Back outside to the top of the key over to Taylor. Holtorf for the ball, dishes it off to McGuire. Down low to Megers. She's fighting, nothing doing off the back of the iron. Brought down by Casey Hammond.
Carleton's been doing a good job on the rebounding.
Coast to coast pass from Katie Kruger over to Lene Engel off of her fingertips. BV ball.
It's a close game being 19-18 Carleton with 8:54 left in the first half.
You know, one thing I've noticed so far in today's game is they're extremely vocal out on the floor. You know, we can hear them from up here calling out the plays. Also, the coaches getting into this game hardcore as they know that it's do or die time.
And that's a good sign of good teamwork because you call in where all the screens are at and where all the good players are on the court.
Kelly Taylor tries to launch one from way behind the perimeter. No good off the back of the iron. Christy Colbinson for Carleton dishes it back out to the top of the key. Over to Lene Engel, over to the right wing. Beth Freeman with the ball down low to Casey Hammond. She's fighting for everything and doesn't get it. Rolls off the side of the iron, brought down by Amy Megers for BV.
Good defense stop by Amy Megers.
McGuire dishes it back off to Megers. Looks like she might have tripped up a little bit. 8:09 to play. Carleton on top, 19-18. Another substitution. Staley in for the Beavers. Looks like Jess Griggs is also coming in. Holtorf to sit down, and Kapler.
I believe the foul was on Casey Hammond. That's her first.
It's going to be BV ball. McGuire inbounding.
They're making it tough getting the ball in.
McGuire gets it inside to Staley. Staley back to McGuire.
Carleton still playing that tough man-to-man defense.
An absolute collision between Staley and Christy Colbinson down by the right wing there.
Almost like a football play, trying to charge through.
Gonna be a floor violation there. BV's getting the ball back. McGuire to inbound. 8:02 to play.
Still making it tough getting the ball in.
As Amy Megers goes up, rolls around. Staley gets the timeout before she goes out of bounds. It's going to be a 20-second for Buena Vista with 7:57 left to play.
Good hustle by Kelly Staley.
You know, she has shown a lot of hustle and extreme athleticism throughout the last couple of games as she's been highly the sixth woman off the bench. She, you know, definitely is an extreme factor to these games, very crucial for BV, and has led to a lot of success for the BV.
She might not score that much, but she might be rebounding a little bit and also stealing and assisting. Let's look at the replay. Nice move by Amy Megers, but couldn't get the roll in. And nice save by Kelly Staley.
As we're back live, 7:57. BV trailing currently, 18-19. It's going to be Beaver ball. McGuire to inbound. McGuire over to Megers. Megers dishes it off to Staley.
Nice ball movement.
McGuire for the jumper, no good. Brought down by Lene Engel for Carleton.
Carleton's been rebounding well on both ends of the court.
Carrie Christensen bringing it coast to coast. She goes up, and you can count that for the Carleton Knights.
Quick layup.
They extend their lead to 3 with 7:34 to play. Megers at the top of the key.
Another steal.
Turned over.
No, we have a foul. A foul on Carrie Christensen.
Carrie Christensen, I think, thought she might have got away with one as she was going home.
You could barely tell with the crowd making as much noise.
Yeah, I tell you what, it is getting extremely vocal here. Not just the opponents on the floor, but the crowd is really getting into it. Kelly Taylor, she's going to shoot 1-1 from the line.
And a swish.
Taylor's first one is up and good. 7:30 to play.
And Carleton keeps on rotating, so they're keeping their fresh legs into the ball game.
Kapler and Griggs looking to box out. Taylor's second one is up, and you can count that all night long from Kelly Taylor.
Yeah.
Another substitution. Tracy Hartwig for Buena Vista coming in. Taylor going to take a seat. Take an easy breather for a while, as she's really had an extreme case of the flu throughout the last week or so.
Oh yeah, she wasn't able to play the second half of the finals of our tournament.
That's right. She's drinking as much water every time she goes back to the bench, trying to stay hydrated. So far, she hasn't shown any indication that she's not up to par for tonight's game.
It was nice to have a week off so she could rest and get.
Carrie Christensen no good off the side of the iron. However, brought down Katie Freeman. Puts it back up for the Knights.
Another offensive rebound by Carleton. They were really controlling the boards.
Staley down low to Kapler. Kapler outside of McGuire. McGuire taking it inside the paint. Tries to dish it off to Kapler, in doing so.
Quick ball movement by the Beavers, trying to get an easy shot, but it's not happening.
Jess Griggs tries to set a screen over the left wing for McGuire. Nothing doing over there. Down low to Kapler. Kapler up and off the glass. Just rims out. Brought down by Beth Freeman for the Knights, as Katie Christensen brings it back up for Carleton. Over to the left wing.
Good transition defense by the Beavers, trying to keep as many easy shots.
Megan Vig dishes it out from baseline over to Colbinson. Nothing doing.
The tempo's been staying pretty high. Fast moving and quick ball movements.
Hartwig over to Staley at the top of the key. Back over to Hartwig, left wing. Jess Griggs standing at the top of the key, thinking about it. Nothing there, dishes it off to Staley, deep in the right coffin corner. She's gonna drive it home.
Oh, blocked by Christensen.
She had a hand in her face the whole way there. McGuire puts up an air ball, brought down by Beth Freeman.
Foul on Kelly Staley, I believe.
Some more substitutions. Look like Holtorf and Megers are gonna come in for the Beavers.
Oh, it was Kapler.
As Kapler takes a seat. 6 minutes. Taking a look at this replay here.
Nice, nice penetration, blocked by Christensen. And try to shoot again, but no can do.
Katie Freeman for the Knights. Pulls up at the right wing, nothing there. Dishes it back off to Lene Angle. Over in the left wing to the top of the key, back over to Katie Freeman. Back over to Angle.
No easy inside look by Carleton.
Cross-court pass over to Beth Freeman. Tries to get it down low to Megan Vig. Nothing there. They're going to say it was off the Beavers' fingertips. Coach Berry's beside herself if Carleton's going to get the ball back.
Close call. They must have just nicked it.
Katie Freeman to inbound for the Knights. Freeman gets it inside and down low to Lene Angle. Nothing doing off the back of the glass.
But still another offensive rebound by Carleton.
This has been such a huge factor in today's game already. They've had so many offensive rebounds. BV has got to step it up on their defensive play.
With all these rebounds, all these second chances.
Exactly, and that's what's led to their three-point lead.
Yeah.
With 5:19 to play.
Well, it looks like Carleton's getting a little foul trouble since BV is in the bonus right now.
Another substitution. Kelly Taylor, McGuire back in for the Beavers. As Beth Freeman sits down for Carleton, as well as Hartwig and Staley for Buena Vista. Megers is going to be at the line with 5:19.
Shooting a 1-and-1. All these free throws are very key for both teams.
First one is up and good for Amy Megers. Hashing back into that deficit. Buena Vista 21, Carleton 23 right now.
Free throws are going to probably be the key determiner of who's going to win this game.
Megers' second one is up, no good off the front of the iron, brought down by Taylor. Katie McGuire stands with it. At top of the key.
Trying to spread that defense out, that tough defense of Carleton's.
19 seconds on the shot clock. Holtorf for the ball over to Griggs at the top of the key. Looking. Dishes it back off to McGuire. Down low to Megers. Megers gets it deflected as she goes up.
Big with the block.
Megan Vig for Carleton with a huge block there over Amy Megers. Katie Freeman just is down low to Cassie Hammond. Up and off the glass. That's good for Carleton.
They've been working it inside, has Carleton, and been making some easy shots.
4:40 to play in this first half of the second round of the NCAA Championship. Buena Vista 21, Carleton 25 right now. Amy Megers with the ball. She's inside the paint. Tries to go up and it loses it.
I think a little steal by Vig. Loose ball.
As Lene Engel for Carleton tries to do something with it, she loses it. Beaver ball once again. Taylor with it over in the left wing. Back outside to Griggs. Over to Holtorf. Holtorf back down low to McGuire. Kelly Taylor, turnaround fade. No good off the back of the glass. Brought down by Casey Hammond.
Carleton has a lot of tall girls making it tough shots for BV right now.
They really do. You've got 4:03 to play.
And Kelly Taylor with the hold underneath, trying to keep Katie Friedman from getting good possession.
Katie Kruger for Carleton's going to take a seat. As Beth Freeman comes back in, it's going to be another timeout.
Beavers a full timeout.
As Carleton has already has 8 team fouls. Buena Vista at 5.
Yeah, but rebounding has been the key factor this first half for Carleton. They have been dominating the offensive glass, and they've also been playing good defense on the defensive glass.
Definitely, and as the score shows, there's only a 4-point lead for the Carleton Knights over the Beavers right now. However, it doesn't play justice to just how good Carleton is playing right now. Getting those offensive boards, that has been one of the hugest factors in today's game so far.
Yeah, playing with the home crowd here, with the Beavers crowd, and playing good defense and playing good offense has been a very big key for Carleton.
Right. That just goes to show how well Buena Vista is playing down low right now. Even though they're not getting quite as many offensive boards, they've still kept it to within 4 with 4:03 to play.
Their defense has been tough. They have not let any outside shots go, and every shot has been inside.
Both teams playing extremely aggressive, as should be in today's game. Carleton ball. Christy Colmanson to inbound for the Knights.
BV still playing that man-to-man defense.
Gets it inside to Lene Engel. Over to the top of the key. Back outside to Beth Freeman. Freeman over to Colmanson. Colmanson back outside to Katie Freeman. Deep in the right coffin corner. Beth Freeman stands with it. Back out to the top of the key over to Hammond. Hammond gets it inside the paint to Beth Freeman as she puts it up. Nothing doing there.
An offensive foul or a loose ball foul on Lynn Engel.
As McGuire fought for that one, brought it down deservingly so. 3:42 to play. Carleton on top, 25-21 over the Buena Vista Beavers.
The baskets just haven't been able to fall on either end.
As Megan Holtorf, she's going to be shooting from the line.
Still 1-1.
Megan's first attempt is up and good. Nothing but the bottom of the net, she says there.
That's what's been keeping BV in the game, is they've been shooting free throws and been shooting free throws well.
Extremely well. Holtorf, second attempt up and good. Another substitution. Staley in for the Beavers.
And Megan Viggs back in.
Holtorf going to take a seat for Buena Vista. Carleton ball. It's going to be Megan Vig, the inbound. She dishes it off to Katie Freeman. Freeman's going to take it up, but she's getting guarded closely by Taylor. She crosses the timeline.
Putting a little pressure, trying to see if they can cause a turnover.
Hammond stands at the top of the key, tries to get it down low to Christy Colmanson.
But Staley with a tip.
A good deflection by Staley. It's going to be Carleton ball. Colmanson gets it out to the top of the key. Dishes it off to Katie Freeman. Katie Freeman down into the paint. Tries to get it over.
But Amy Mager with a little shove.
3:26 to play. Carleton on top, 25-23.
And then next foul, Carleton will be shooting 1-1.
Lene Engel holds the ball. She tries to get it down into the paint.
There's been Staley with her active hands taking another steal.
Staley is playing a huge role so far in today's game with McGuire at the top of the key, trying to set something up, anything up. She's yelling, trying to coordinate some type of a play. She says, I'll take it myself, up and off the back of the glass. Count it.
Nice layup.
For Katie McGuire, 3:02 to play as Katie McGuire ties it up at 25 apiece. Down low to Megan Vig. Nothing doing off the back of the iron. Brought down two offensive boards in a row there.
Oh.
Lene Engel gets inside the paint.
Foul on Amy Magers with the foul. I believe that's her second.
Go ahead and take a look at this replay here.
Nice cut, and a nice easy layup.
McGuire, she shows so much poise when she's out on the floor. You know, this is such a huge game for both teams, and she looks extremely calm. You know, obviously she is a very good athlete, and it shows out on the floor because she has complete control of her team at all times when she's out there.
Yeah, I mean, they're listening to her and giving her the proper calls, and she's been making the shots.
Engel from the line, puts it up, and it's good. Another substitution, looks like Carrie Christensen, rather, is coming in for the Knights.
She's been big for Carleton so far in the game.
As Freeman takes a seat, Holtorf bringing it up the court for the Beavers. Holtorf and Magers bringing it up. Powerful duo there. Dishes it off to McGuire. She's going to take it down low again by herself. Up and off. Doesn't get the friendly roll. Brought down by Katie Kruger.
Carleton's pushing it.
Kruger thought about taking it coast to coast. Dishes it at the last second over to Engel. Up and off the glass. Carleton on top, 28-25 with 2:19 to play.
The tempo hasn't slowed down yet.
Down low to Kapler. No good, hits the bottom of the glass. Man, this is such an aggressive game. It's just they are fighting for every possible point.
And they're just running down the court trying to get an easy layup because nothing has been good in the open court.
Megan Vig for Carleton. Up and in. McGuire dishes it back off to Magers for the three. No good off the back of the iron, brought down by nobody. It's going to go off Carleton, back to Beaver ball.
Nice aggression by both teams.
1:51 to play, Carleton on top, 30-25 over Buena Vista as Magers takes a seat.
She's been playing hard this first half.
Staley dishes it in to McGuire. McGuire over at the left wing.
Carleton's really harassing the ball right now.
Katie Kruger all up in her face. Holtorf back off to McGuire. She's going to take it down again. Dishes it out to Kapler. Down low to Griggs. Griggs up and
no
good. Rolls off the back.
Staley with the rebound.
Once again, Staley being a huge factor for the Beavers just on this particular play in general. McGuire up, nothing doing, rolls out.
And Carleton's pushing it again.
Katie Kruger bringing it up the floor. Back over to Megan Vig for the three. Must be a hole in the rim there. She didn't hit much of anything.
No, she's probably getting a little tired.
1:11 to play in the first half. Carleton still on top, 30-25 over BV as McGuire's bringing it up the floor.
You can see how good conditioning is right now because the ball's been going up and down the court at a fast pace.
McGuire down low, tries to get it to Kapler as she's hung up on Megan Vig's feet. It's going to go back to the Beavers as Kelly Taylor checks back in. Staley to take a seat.
17 seconds left on the shot clock.
McGuire
trying to get something inside but can't.
Dishes it off to Holtorf. Holtorf goes up, gets it, absolutely rejected.
Vig's been playing good defense, blocking, stealing, and rebounding.
Megan Vig has just got an eye for this proportion of the court. I tell you what, whenever she's in the paint, good luck.
She's not letting easy layups.
Holtorf over to McGuire. McGuire over to the right wing. Gets it back out to Griggs as she slips a little bit, gets it back.
2 seconds left on the shot clock.
They're going to run out of time as Kapler tries to go up for it.
The shot clock.
Looks like the Carleton coach is starting to
bump the official a little bit.
Getting a little overzealous as they step onto the court, trying to explain her side of the story there. As emotions are running wild with 39.5 seconds to play.
And that's going to happen in a tense game like this. I mean, tempers are going to flare. People didn't mean to do such and such, but things happen. BV's putting on a little press.
Lindsay Stuhlman in for the Beavers.
That's her first action of the game.
Nightball gets it inside to Megan Vig. So far, she has just been dominating this court. Dishes it off to Katie Kruger.
She's been doing a little bit of everything.
Kruger back over to Vig. Vig stands at the top of the key, down low. Nothing doing for Hammond. She loses control of it there. It's going to be Beaver ball. Griggs to inbound.
And Carleton's starting to do, nope, they're going to back off.
McGuire goes over to Coach Barry, gets some words of advice.
Well, the shot clock's off with 15 seconds left in the first half.
Jess Grate's trying to set some type of a screen, nothing doing up at the left wing. McGuire's going to be tripped up by Katie Kruger.
She's been playing good defense, Kruger has.
McGuire, she's going to line with 8.8 seconds to play. Not a whole lot of scoring in the last couple of minutes here.
No, the defense is taking over. I mean, no easy shots, or if the shots have, they've rimmed out.
McGuire's first one is up and good. Looks like Staley's going to check back in for about 8 seconds as Griggs takes a seat.
She's probably in there for rebounding because she's been dominating rebounding for the Beavers.
Holtor from Taylor, keeping a low profile behind the perimeter. McGuire's second one is up and good. Knights gets it inside to Kruger. Kruger bringing it up, crosses the timeline. 5 seconds. Kruger dishes it back, tries to get it to anybody. It's nothing doing. Taylor for the half court.
No good.
No good from way beyond the timeline.
And the score's 30 Carleton, 27 Buena Vista. It's been an exciting first half.
I tell you what, this first half has been one unlike I have seen in quite some time. So aggressive. There's so much on the line right now, and obviously all the players, the coaches, the fans, everybody knows it. As currently at halftime, like you just said, Carleton on top 30-27. I mean, how many times has Buena Vista in the recent past gone into halftime not leading?
Not very often. I mean, the defense of Carleton's been very good. BV hasn't been able to shoot any three-pointers, which is a very important part of their game.
That's very true, you know, and also with that side note, you have to wonder what kind of mentality the Beavers are going to come back out on the floor in the second half with, because they're not used to trailing at the half. You know, they usually have some type of a demanding lead at some point throughout the game, and right now it's just not happening for Buena Vista. However, they're only trailing 3.
And now for your halftime entertainment, the BVU Drill Team.
the BV dance team there. We're going to go ahead and take another commercial break with just over 10 minutes before the second half starting, with Carleton at the half leading 30-27. We'll be back right after this live on the UCN.
Oh, hi, Natalie. Bye, Natalie. Fred, I'm sorry. I really have to hurry.
I'm going! I don't care what you say! You don't understand anything!
How can I keep her safe when she always seems to be running away from me? How can I help her make good decisions? I don't know how to be her parent and her friend. It used to be so much easier to find solutions to her problems. Now, I don't even understand the questions, let alone have any answers.
The Girls in Boys Town National Hotline can help you find those answers you've been looking for. We've been working with teenagers for over 50 years and would like to share what we've learned about parenting. Please call us toll-free at 1-800-448-3000. There's help at the end of the line.
How can you be a parent when they've stopped being kids?
In RSVP, we don't just want to change the world. We're old enough to know how.
I worked with sixth graders, and the teacher told me that her sixth graders' scores were much higher than any of the other scores. I was delighted.
Show us a problem, a tough one. We have the skills to find real answers.
They're basically eyes and ears for the deputies.
RSVP. We know what it takes to make the world a better place. It takes you.
Stevens Fieldhouse, where we are at halftime. John Schultz alongside my color man Mike Jacobson, where at halftime in the second round of the NCAA Championship, Buena Vista is trailing Carleton Knights 27-30 in what seems to be an extremely hard-fought game.
Well, the biggest keys to why Carleton's up by 3 is they've been shooting 43.8% from the field the first half, while the Beavers are only shooting about 29%. And rebounds have been the major factor. Carleton's out-rebounded Beavers by 9, 24-15. So those are the two biggest reasons why Carleton has a 3-point lead at the half.
All right.
And total points right now, Megan Vick has 11 points for Carleton, while Leanne Engel has 7. And for the Beavers, Amy Magers has 7 and Christine Kapler has 8.
Well, as you can see, once again, a very hard-fought game. Right now at the half, Carleton on top 30-27. We're going to take this time now to send it down to BV's very own Tom Weeks.
Thank you very much, John and Mike. Right now we have the pleasure of being with Vice President Randy Fair, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Isn't this a great game?
This is a great game. Now, as a basketball expert, I'm going to call you that, if that's all right. What do you think the Beaver women need to do in the next half to not only come back by 3, but to win the game?
I wish I knew, but I got my feeling. You know, looking at what they've done, they're going to come back. Their shooting is a little bit lack this first half, but look at the score. They're pretty darn close. They need to rebound a little bit and get back into the game. I know they'll do it.
And they are going to do it. It's been a very exciting game down here. The score is probably a pretty close representation. Both the teams are very good, but again, you know, maybe I'm a little biased, but I agree. I think the women are going to be in first gear, you know, the whole way. And to all the listening audience out there, well, what do you have to say to all the people at home watching the game on TV right now, whether they're in their homes in Storm Lake, out to Lakeside, or if they're on the campus here watching? Do you have a special message for them?
Well, I wish you were here. This is a great game, but I know you can watch it out there. It probably is something that you weren't able to do a while ago with this, especially with that computer streaming. Exciting stuff, isn't it?
It is very exciting. Everybody, thank you very much, Randy Fair, for being on the show. Thank you very much. Right now, we're going to throw it back to John and Mike. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Tom. Once again, Tom Weeks down there on the floor. 4:27 left during this halftime stall, we might say. Once again, Carleton on top. 30-27. You know, a couple of keys to this second half that it's really going to require BV to come back. You know, Mike, what are some of your thoughts as you're looking over the stat sheet here?
Well, the biggest thing is rebounding. BV got rebounded by 9, so they have to show up that they're going to rebound the ball on both ends of the court. And they just have to keep on shooting. They may have missed quite a few shots, but if they keep shooting, sooner or later they're going to make some. And keep on playing good defense, because that's what kept you in the game so far.
Definitely. You know, like you said, just keep on shooting. Right now, a couple stats that, you know, jumped off the paper at me. For Carleton College, they have a first half total field goal percentage of 43.8, while their free throw is at 33.3, with their 1 for 3 in that category. Looking at Buena Vista, they're at a 91.7% free throw percentage, 11 of 12 in the first half. So that is one thing that, although they haven't been getting too many offensive boards, their free throw shooting has really kept them in this game.
It has, and they've been shooting it well all season long, and they've kept it up today. And it also shows that BV is playing aggressive. They're taking it to the hole and getting fouled.
Definitely, you know, and like we've been saying all half long, and we'll most likely continue to say, this is one of the hardest fought games of the year because it is the most important game of the year. You know, like we've said before, it's do or die time for both of these teams, because after today's game, one of them is going home for the rest of the season.
And that's scary for them. They don't want to go home. They want to go on and try to win the title. So they're going to do whatever it takes to get the win.
Exactly, and both teams coming into this game with lots of experience. It says here, you know, for the third consecutive year, Carleton College has advanced to the NCAA tournament's second round. You know, and obviously Buena Vista continuing to get back here year after year. And it just goes to show that these truly are two of the best teams in the nation going head-to-head in Storm Lake, Iowa.
Experience is a factor. I mean, they're able to get back in the tournament and play hard, and they know how it feels and how they want to win it.
Well, we've got just under 2.5 minutes until the second half resumes. Mike, while they were in the locker room, what do you think Coach Berry was saying to the Beavers? This had to have been a different kind of pep talk, because usually coming into the second half, Buena Vista has an outright lead, and, you know, they want to maintain their momentum, whereas now they want to pick up the momentum and really get back into this game.
Well, the biggest thing they wanted to reflect on was they did some positive things. Their defense was good. They kept Carleton from shooting 50%. The rebounding was not what they wanted, but all she told them was to keep on trying and try to get as many rebounds as possible, and then keep on shooting, because that's what wins you games.
Exactly, and another thing we've been talking about throughout the first half is substitution. The Carleton College Knights, they've been substituting like crazy, getting those fresh legs in, it seemed, about every 2 minutes, as Buena Vista kept about the main 6 to 7 players
8,
in.
yeah,
you know, they've kept them in throughout pretty much the entire first half. And I'm not sure if that's a tribute to the athleticism of Buena Vista or the fact that they're just that good. You know, we want to keep them in.
Yeah, I mean, Amy Magers is a very important part, so she's going to be in there as much as possible. But Carleton, they have great depth, and all of them are playing hard and playing good for Carleton.
Definitely, and also like we've been mentioning before, Kelly Taylor coming into this game, it seems she's almost to par after having a really bad string of the flu throughout the last week or two. I tell you, like you said, she's had to actually sit out most of the game last week, and that's just something that really is tough to play with, being that this is a game of such transaction and momentum that it's really hard to come in here not being 100%.
Yeah, I mean, she has to take it a little bit easier at times, but sooner or later she'll get her wind back and she'll probably play pretty good. It just takes a while to get back to where she was.
Well, both teams have come out of the locker room. We've got 20 seconds until the second half resumes. Carleton on top, 30-27 over the Buena Vista Beavers.
It looks like it's going to be a very good second half because they're pretty evenly matched and the score shows it.
They really are. I tell you, this is one of the most evenly matched games we've seen all year. And as you can see, the score shows it. 27-30. We haven't had a score like that in quite some time.
And no one's been able to blow each other out yet. Maybe a 5-point lead here, but they'd come back and the other team would go up by 5.
There's the start of the second half. 19:56 to play. Carleton ball. Beth Freeman stands at the top of the key, dishes it back over to Leanne Engel.
Still Beavers are in their man-to-man defense.
Carleton doing a lot of perimeter passing right now. Over to the right wing to Megan Vig. Megan Vig pulls up for the jumper. Nothing doing off the front of the iron.
Loose ball and goes to the Beavers.
Christy Colbinson tried to bring it down for Carleton off of her fingertips. Beaver ball as Megers gets it in to McGuire.
You can see that, but they're trying to get some outside shots going.
McGuire back out to Megers at the top of the key, pulls up for 3. Count it for Amy Megers.
Tie ball game.
That's her first 3 of the game. 19:22 to play.
That's one of the first shots that were made, that has been made in the game from outside 10 feet.
Score stands at 30-all as Amy Megers deflects that pass from Lena Engel over to Megan Vig. It's going to go back to the Knights.
They're still playing good interior defense, not letting them get the ball in.
Inside to Leanne Engel. Tries to get it down low to Megan Vig.
Nice grab. 3-second violation. Let's look at the replay. How they brought the ball down court. Nice kick out. Beautiful swish.
Amy Megers with that excellent touch as she shows game in and game out. As always, over to Kelly Taylor in the right wing. Taylor dishes it off over to Holtorf. Holtorf at the top of the key.
Carleton still playing the man-to-man defense.
McGuire down low to Megers. Megers up. No good off the side of the iron. However, she draws the foul with 18:49 to play.
Foul on Beth Freeman, I believe.
Amy Megers 3 tied it up at 30 apiece. She's going to shoot 2 from the line.
No, they called it on Megan Vig. That's her second.
Megers' first one up and no good. Number 2 from the line, counted for Amy Megers as she pulls ahead, 31-30 over the Carleton Knights.
Putting a little pressure on are the Beavers.
Colbinson brings it up the floor, dishes it off, over to Freeman. Freeman back outside to Katie Freeman. We've got 2 Freemans on the floor right now. Over to the right wing to Beth Freeman, down low.
Blocked.
Alina Engel blocked.
By Kelly Taylor.
Kelly Taylor showing some muscle down low for Buena Vista. 18:32 to play. Carleton ball. They're going to get it in to Beth Freeman, rather.
Trying to get into the Vig.
Vig in the paint, no good off the back of the iron. Brought down, struggle between Kepler and Katie Freeman. Looks like it's going to be
jump ball going to the Beavers.
Beavers happening to have the possession in their favor on that one. 18:23, 31-30. Beavers on top as McGuire brings it up the floor.
Trying to get the ball inside.
Amy Megers back out to Taylor at the top of the key. Taylor dishes it off to McGuire. Tries to get it down low to Megers. Turned over by Megan Vig.
Vig's a tough defender.
She's just throwing her hands every which way. Back over to Colbinson. Colbinson dishes it off to Megan Vig. Megan Vig back over to Colbinson as she stands at the right wing. Almost loses it as McGuire is playing some fierce defense.
Trying to get it inside.
Inside the paint. Over to Beth Freeman, up and off the glass.
Good.
Kelly Taylor over the left wing for the Beavers. This is back off to Megers. Thought about the 3, nothing doing. Tries to get it back outside. Holtorf's going to recover that one as she goes nearly back to the timeline.
About 15 seconds left on the shot clock.
Hands it off to McGuire, over to Megers at the top of the key. Megers back over to Holtorf. Trying to get something going for the Beavers here. Megers trying to set up a partial screen there. Nothing working. Back over to McGuire.
Shot clock's almost gone.
1 second left. Taylor tries to
Block.
pull up. Nothing doing. Blocked by Katie Freeman for the Knights. As Lena Engel brings it coast to coast, puts it up and in.
Nice layup
for Carleton. 17:04 to play. Carleton pulls ahead once again, 34-31 over the Beavers.
The pace hasn't changed a bit. They just keep on running.
Holtorf for the ball, back over to Taylor, deep in the left coffin corner. In the pass, she's really liked that position. Decides to pass up the three, dish it off over to McGuire. Back down low to Magers. As she goes up, she gets it deflected
by Beth Freeman.
They're going to do a cross-court pass. Nothing to do it for Carleton there.
Blocking foul or loose ball foul.
It's going to go back to the Beavers.
Kelly Staley's in the game for Buena Vista.
It's like Kate Kruger for Carleton coming in.
That's her. Kristen Kobelson had her picked up her third foul.
Magers gets it in to Katie McGuire. 16:37 to play. Carleton on top, 34-31. McGuire back outside to Magers. Magers drives down into the paint. Gets it up and gets it to fall. However, it's not going to count.
One extra step.
Kate Kruger for the Knights. Dishes it off to Megan Vig as she's going to bring it up the court. Back over to the left wing, over to Katie Freeman. Katie Freeman. Hammond's got the ball back over to Freeman, deep from the left perimeter. Nothing doing off the back of the glass. Brought down by Staley. Dishes it off to McGuire.
Each team's trying to shoot more from the outside, but nothing's falling yet.
Taylor is just getting man-to-man defense to the limits by Katie Freeman. She's not letting Taylor do anything. However, she gets down below. Taylor up and off the glass.
Nice rebound.
15-54. 34-33. Carleton on top.
Still on the man-to-man defense is Buena Vista.
Kruger down low over to Vig. Vig tries to put it up, and she does. She gets it to fall.
They're keeping on, taking it inside, trying to get Vig as many shots as possible.
McGuire showing some hustle as she gets up the court. Dishes it off to Staley over the right wing. Staley back over to Taylor. Taylor takes it baseline. No good off the back of the iron.
Foul on Kapler. Let's look at the replay. That's a nice ball movement. Try to get nice shot, air ball. Nice rebound by Kelly Taylor. Nice put out.
As we're back live, 15-22. Jess Griggs to come in for the Beaver. Kelly Taylor taking a seat.
Trying to extend the defense a little bit.
Kruger with the ball, nothing doing at the top of the key. Dishes it back over to Carrie Christensen. Christensen almost moves her pivot foot. Maintains control. Gets it back over to Hammond. Hammond over to Freeman. She launches it up.
Nice 15-foot jumper.
You can count that one again for Carleton as they extend the lead 38-33 over the Beavers. McGuire tries to take it in herself. Gets tripped up. It's going to be Beaver ball once again. 14:52 to play.
Foul on Megan Vig. Katie Kruger.
Lene Engel taking a seat for Carleton. Magers with the ball for the Beavers over to Griggs over the right wing. Nothing happening over there. She's going to just loft it over to Kapler down low. She's going to get hacked. And she'll be shooting two from the line.
Same thing is happening. The Beavers are getting back to the free throw line again, trying to make them.
You know, as long as they can maintain that over 90% percentage from the free throw line, you know, let them shoot all day long.
Yeah, that's very important. That's been a main point of their offense.
Colbinson back in for the Knights. Kapler to shoot her second one. 14:42 to play. No good off the front of the iron. Brought down by Hammond. Hammond dishes it off.
They keep pushing it.
Christensen. Kapler's going to get charged
for a blocking foul.
Not too sure about that one.
Yeah, that was a questionable call. But Carrie Christensen's coming back to shoot too.
It's like Kelly Taylor looking to get back in the game. Dispute going on right now between the men in stripes.
Yeah.
Christensen. This one is up and good. Substitution. Kapler's going to take a seat for the Beavers as Taylor comes back in.
She has 4 fouls. That's why she's being taken out. That's very important for the Beavers. She has 4 fouls, and now she has to sit.
Definitely, she is an extreme factor in this ball game, and we do not need her in foul trouble with still 14 minutes left to play. Second one is up and good for Christensen.
Beavers are trying to push it now.
McGuire over to Staley. Staley, perimeter pass over to Taylor for 3. Count it for Kelly Taylor from the left wing. 14:21 to play. Buena Vista still trailing 40-37. Carleton ball. Christensen at the top of the key.
That's about the second three-pointer that BV has made tonight.
Ferguson down low to Freeman. Nothing doing off the side of the iron. Brought down by Megers. Katie McGuire, she's going to get it. Take it up the court for the Beavers. Dishes it back out to Taylor for another 3. No good off the front of the iron. McGuire hustles for the offensive board. Going to get called for stepping out of bounds.
Crowd's starting to get involved now.
Another substitution as Holtorf comes in for the Beavers. McGuire's going to take a seat. 13:54, Carleton on top, 40-37 over Buena Vista as Christensen gets the ball for the Knights.
Beavers putting a little pressure, trying to cause a turnover there.
Christensen over to Freeman. Freeman looking for anything, nothing, doing over the right wing, back over to Christensen. Christensen holding up, trying to get some type of composure.
Still playing that man-to-man defense.
Drives into the paint, nothing doing, kicks it back outside. Gets it down low.
Nice block, jump ball.
Megan Vig tried to do something with it. The Beavers put a halt in a hurry.
Carleton keeps the possession though.
Colbinson to inbound for the Knights. Tries to get it out to Megan Vig as Amy Megers for the Beavers gets a hand on it. It's going to go back to Carleton.
Making it tough with 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
Just over 13 minutes to play in the second half.
Trying to extend that defense out.
Christensen, she's going to drive into the paint, take it herself, hits it off the side of the glass. Staley brings it down for Buena Vista, gets it outside to Holtorf.
Tough shot.
Holtorf over to Griggs on the right wing. She's going to take it baseline, up and off the glass, count it.
Double pump. That was a double pump. That was a tough shot.
13:08 to play. Buena Vista still trying to get their way back into this game as they're only trailing 1, 39-40.
It's been a tough battle for them. Carleton's been playing good defense.
Freeman gets the ball, gets it back out to the other Freeman. Katie Freeman dishes it. Katie Freeman pulls up for the jumper. Count that for the Knights.
Nice shot. Nice clutch shot by Carleton.
Holtorf to bring it back up the floor for the Beavers. Holtorf over to Griggs. Griggs over to the right coffin corner to Staley. Staley tries to get it down low to Megers. Good frame of mind by Amy Megers to just let it go, knowing they'll get the ball back as Katie McGuire comes back in the game for Buena Vista.
Kelly Taylor got a little bumped up on that last play.
I tell you, I wonder if Taylor is still kind of ill as she's coming in. She comes in for about a minute or two, takes a seat, gets some water.
Yeah, but that's a good way of getting her back into the flow of the game.
Definitely, slowly but surely, and she's really been a great attribute to this game thus far.
Yeah, she's hit a 3 and playing good defense.
Megers with the ball. She's going to drive up.
Oh, rims
out.
out.
Off the side of the iron. Brought down by Katie Freeman as she crosses the timeline.
Shots have been hard to come by BV.
Katie Freeman over to Colbinson. She's going to go for the jumper. Another air ball by Colbinson. Brought down by Megers. Dishes it off to Katie McGuire. She's going to bring it up with authority.
They're pushing.
Crosses the top of the key. Dishes it off to Jess Griggs. She's Holtorf rather in the paint. Over to Griggs for the 3. No good off the back of the iron.
Carleton's still been playing good.
Brought down by Engel.
Has been getting a lot of rebounds.
Engel dishes it off to Beth Freeman. Beth Freeman over to Katie Freeman. Katie Freeman down low to Vig. No good. Brought down by Jess Griggs, and she's going to fight for it.
Foul.
Katie McGuire showing some extreme sportsmanship.
And Beth Freeman got called for that foul. Fouls have not been a factor really for the most point.
No, this half they really haven't. Going into halftime rather, we had about a combined of 14 team fouls. Right now we're only at 7 with 11:45 to play.
The rest have been really letting them play, and let them run their offense and playing good defense.
Which is really good to see because the more fouls you call, the more momentum you lose, and it's tough to gain your composure.
It's all about the teams. It's not about the officials.
Definitely. Jess Griggs over the top of the key. She's going to drive into the paint, pulls up for the jumper, no good off the front of the iron, brought down. Jess Griggs trying to get a hand on it, dishes it back out to Holtorf.
Rims out. But she'll be shooting too.
11:28 to play. Carleton on top, 43-39 over Buena Vista. Holtorf once again to shoot 2 from the line.
The foul's on Leanne Engel. That's her 3rd.
Holtorf's first one is up and good. Another substitution. Looks like Katie Kruger's coming in for the Knights.
Beavers just haven't been able to get over the hump of getting the game tied up.
Taylor McGuire in the backcourt. Holtorf's second one is up and no good off the back of the iron, brought down by Hammond. For the Knights, dishes it off the Engel. Engel crosses the timeline with 11:22 to play in the game.
Beavers still playing man-to-man defense.
Colbinson thought about taking it herself, dishes back outside to the right wing, over to Megan Vig. Megan Vig over to Hammond. Hammond back over to Colbinson. Colbinson down low to Vig. Vig in the paint, she's going to do a turnaround fade. Nothing doing.
She got blocked by Nagers.
Brought down by Jess Griggs. Long pass.
No call.
McGuire to Kelly Taylor. She gets run into. Nothing called. It's going to be brought down by Engel.
You can see the rest are letting them play.
Definitely, as Colbinson brings it up the court for the Carleton Knights. Engel with the ball, dishing it back over to Hammond. Hammond drives into the paint. Does a little floater maneuver. Nothing doing. Rims out.
But the Beavers have been doing a better job rebounding.
Definitely, as Holtorf brings it down for Buena Vista over to Taylor. Taylor standing with it at the top of the left wing. Holtorf with it, back over to Griggs. A lot of perimeter passing once again as McGuire's going to take it baseline. Up and countered as she gets that one to fall.
Beavers are within 1.
10:20 to play, 42-43, Carleton on top.
Nothing's been doing inside now. It's been more outside of penetrating.
And this game is not by any means getting to be broken open. In fact, it just continues to get closer and closer as Kruger tries to shoot the 3. Nothing doing there.
Foul on Griggs.
That was brought down by Casey Hammond, and she's going to go to the charity stripe.
That's only the 3rd team foul for the BV.
The first one for Cassie Hammond is up. No good. Another massive substitution. Griggs and Holtorf going to take a seat for the Beavers.
Everybody's trying to keep first legs because we have 10 minutes left in the game. It's been like a track meet.
As Staley and Kapler come back in for Buena Vista. Hammond's second one from the line is up. Counted for Casey Hammond. 10:01 to play, 44-42, Carleton on top as McGuire brings it up the floor, crosses the timeline, trying to set up the play. Dishes it off to Staley over the right wing. Staley.
Carleton still on their man-to-man defense.
Kelly Taylor gives it over to McGuire. McGuire, she's going to take it down low. Tries to dish it off to anybody standing. Nobody. She's getting double teamed like crazy down
Nice
low.
trapping.
Staley gets it down low to Magers, and she goes up and count it for Buena Vista. Amy Magers makes it look so easy with 9:29 to play. Ties it up, 44 apiece.
Trying to get inside.
Down low, Freeman dips it back outside to Kate Kruger. Nothing doing as she launches a 3 from way downtown. Kelly Taylor brings it down for the Beavers.
BB's get one and done for Carleton, and the crowd's getting involved now.
The crowd is up on their feet. Everybody, not just the student sections, everybody, as Kapler has it go off of her fingertips.
Let's look at the replay. Trying to get the ball, nice ball movement.
You see McGuire getting it inside to Magers as she goes up with so much power.
Tough shot.
Kruger for the Knights, bringing it up the floor with 9 flat to play. 44 up, stands the score.
Trying to put a little pressure on the ball.
Down low to Vig. Vig kicks it back outside.
Nice inside-outside game.
Back down low to Megan Vig. She's inside the paint. Kicks, nothing to fall there. Bounces around.
And Staley with a tough rebound.
That's right, brought down by Staley as McGuire. Every time the Beavers bring it back up the court, the entire stadium, if you will, gets up on their feet. Amy Magers is absolutely proven.
And this is where the home court advantage gets into it.
I tell you what, Amy Magers, one of the highest prospects in Division III basketball, is making it look so easy in just the last couple minutes as she puts up that last jumper there.
They're playing a 2-3 zone as the Beavers now.
Freeman tries to go for the jumper, nothing doing. I think this crowd is really starting to get inside the heads of these Carleton Knights as they've had a lot of possessions within the last minute with nothing doing.
And their Beavers switch to a new defense.
Kelly Taylor drives inside the paint, pulls up, gets called for the travel. Another substitution as Christy Colbinson comes in for the Knights. Cougar's going to take a seat with 7:59 to play. Buena Vista on top, 46-44 over the Carleton Knights.
Carleton's going to do whatever it takes to keep the crowd out of it.
They can try as they might, but I tell you what, every time BV gets the ball, it is just a madhouse.
Yeah, it is.
Back over to the left wing, over to Engel. Engel dishes it back outside to Freeman. Down low.
Nice steal.
Kapler gets her hands on that one, dishes it off to McGuire. McGuire back over to Magers at the top of the key, over to Taylor. Taylor in the left wing. Stands with it, cross-court pass, over to McGuire for the three, count it!
And the crowd is erupting.
Katie McGuire deep from the right wing, 49-44, Buena Vista on top, 7:25 to play.
And Carleton's calling a timeout, a full timeout.
Carleton has forced to call that timeout. Let's take a look at this replay.
Nice.
You see Magers there, dishes it off to Kelly Taylor. Kelly Taylor over the left wing.
Nice pass.
Perimeter pass, back over to McGuire. Throws it up for the three, sweet roll. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
A big change that the Beavers have done the last 2-3 positions has been that 2-3 defense. And right now I think Carleton's trying to set their offense up so that they can adjust to this 2-3 defense.
Definitely, right now the momentum has totally changed as all but the entire game except for about the last 3 minutes, the momentum really seemed to be in the favor of the Carleton Knights. Now it is a completely different ball game with 7:24 to play. Buena Vista on top, 49-44.
Well, Carleton's whole game plan was getting the ball inside to Big, and now with this 2-3 defense, it's making it tougher for them to get the ball inside.
Definitely. Once again, 7:24 to play. The teams take the floor. Once again, the crowd is on their feet, applauding at every whimsical move by the Beavers as Carleton gets it into Colbinson as she crosses the timeline. Back outside to Katie Freeman. Katie Freeman at the top of the key over to Vig. Nothing doing there. Back over to Freeman. Freeman looking to get it down low. She can't find anybody open. She gets it back outside to Colbinson. Colbinson at the top of the key.
10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Over to Vig in the right wing. Stutter steps with it.
That ball goes out of bounds, going to BB.
Tries to throw it down low, gets another turnover. As Kapler and McGuire are playing with something fierce right now, holding nothing back. They've got 7 flat to play. They're up by 5 in the second round of the NCAA championship, holding absolutely nothing back.
Defense is going to be the key point for this rest of the second half.
Magers with the ball on the left wing. Back out to the top of the key over to Kelly Taylor. Taylor over to McGuire, almost gets another turnover there. McGuire.
And Magers hits another.
Magers is just lighting up the court these last few minutes as the Beavers pull ahead 51-44 over Carleton.
She's starting to take control of the game. And Kapler.
Lene Engel tries to take it baseline.
Let's look at the replay. Getting the ball inside of Magers. Tough defense, but nice layup.
Magers just shows so much poise and concentration and utter strength when she's below the hoop. It's just unbelievable. Get her the ball, and nobody's going to be able to stand in her way.
It's a big point at 6:30 left in the game. Kapler has just fouled out of the game for the Beavers.
And that is that's going to have a huge impact on the Beavers as she is such a great factor to have in the game.
She's one of our best post players.
Stands nearly 6 feet tall, really an advantage to have her in the game. She's fouled out. Let's see what the Beavers can do now.
Yeah. Griggs is in the game to replace her.
Engel's going to be shooting from the line with 6:29 to play. Once again, Buena Vista on top, 51-46. Engel's first one is up and good. First and only free throw. Magers to inbound. Over to McGuire.
Oh screen.
My.
Christy Colbinson runs over Staley.
Staley just looks like she got hit by a truck because she had her feet planted.
Yeah.
Got up kind of slow, looked like she might have hit her head, but she seems to be okay. She's going to go to the line.
I have to shake it off and try to put one and one.
6:26 to play. Staley at the line. The first one is up. And good.
No effects.
(52-47) Buena Vista on top. That collision didn't have any effect apparently on Staley as she makes 2 out of 2 right there from the charity strike. 53-47 Beavers pull ahead by 6.
They're still playing that 2-3 zone as Beavers.
Big over to Colbinson in the right wing. Nothing doing there. She travels it back over to the top. Back outside to Katie Freeman. Katie Freeman down low to Beth Freeman. Up and off the glass. You can count that for the Carleton.
Nice shot. Trying to trap a little bit now.
Playing a fierce full court press there, trying to get BV to do anything that's going to make them turn over the ball.
Yeah. These last 6 minutes, turnovers are going to be key.
Oh, as Meagher loses it, Colbinson's going to recover for the night. She's going to take it herself up and off the glass, nothing doing. Going to draw the foul on that one.
And shoot too.
With 5:50 left to play, 53-49, Beavers on top. McGuire going to go over and get some words of advice from Coach Barry. As Colbinson going to be shooting from the line. The first one is up and good.
That was Katie McGuire's first foul.
You know, McGuire's played such a smart game thus far. Like you said, we only have just under 6 minutes to play, and that was her first foul of the day. Offensive board up by that missed rebound.
And timeout.
Carleton puts it back up and in. They extend. They get back into the BV lead, 53-52 with 5:46 to play.
And rebounding is the key. They got the offensive rebound from the free throw and put it back in. So, I mean, rebounding has been a major factor for Carleton this whole game, and it's really come true again with 5:46 left.
You know, every timeout rather taken within these next 5.5 minutes is going to be so crucial, not just to get advice and composure from your coaches, but just for a mere breather.
Yeah.
This game has been such hard fought. High pace, exactly right. And these players, they need a little bit of a rest if they're going to go ahead and play these last 5 minutes, 46 seconds with that 100%.
Yeah, because I mean, defense has been tough on both ends, and the offense has caused them to do a lot just to get an easy shot.
Beavers taking the floor once again. In for Buena Vista, Jess Griggs, Amy Meagher, Staley, Penny Taylor, and McGuire. Beth Freeman, Megan Vig, got Katie Freeman.
It looks like Carleton's putting on a full court press.
Taylor inbounds to McGuire, loses it. Katie Freeman's going to recover for the Knights. Gets it over the left wing to Engel. Engel back out to the top to Vig. Nothing doing there over the left wing. Back to Katie Freeman, tries to put up the 3. No good off the back of the iron.
Nice rebound by the Beavers.
Meggers brings it down. Dishes it back out to McGuire.
Conditioning's going to be a factor right now.
Nice screen by Jess Griggs as McGuire pulls around her. Gets it over to Staley.
We have a foul. Push.
As McGuire drew the foul. She's going to be shooting a 1-and-1 from the line with 5:18 left to play in the second half and last half for one of these two teams for the season. McGuire's first one is up and good.
That was the first foul by Katie Freeman, so she's been staying out of foul trouble for as amount of minutes that she's played.
Staley and Taylor in the backcourt for the Beavers. McGuire's second one is up and count it. Extends the lead. Buena Vista on top, 55-52. Yet another timeout.
Beavers call full timeout now. Trying to get a little rest.
Boy, I tell you what, this is such an exciting game. You know, every couple of minutes, it seems like they're starting to wear down on their timeouts. We've got just over 5 minutes left to play, and it's still just as close as it was in the first half.
Exactly. I mean, one makes a run, then the other one comes back, makes a clutch shot, and it's all tied up again almost.
Once again, 5:18 to play. Buena Vista on top, 55-52.
And the crowd's being involved on all aspects. I mean, both when BV makes a shot, the BV crowd gets into it. Then it's Carleton's crowd. So, I mean, the atmosphere is quite exciting here.
Definitely. It's not just a one-sided game by any means. We've got excitement, but from both sides of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
As the BV students have been standing all game long, they're going to be here for the men's game, standing for another hour and a half roughly, so you've got to give it to them for showing extreme support.
Yep. BV breaks the huddle.
As Megan Vig's going to be inbounding for the Knights. Gets it outside to Katie Freeman. Katie's going to bring it up. 5:15 to play. Buena Vista on top by 3.
BV goes back to their man-to-man defense.
Katie Freeman over to Lene Engel. Engel over to the left wing to Colbinson. Colbinson to Vig.
Trying to get the ball inside. It's tough right now.
Out to Engel to the right wing. Over to Freeman.
Partial
Freeman gets it stripped.
Oh, collision.
That was about a 6-person collision there.
Timeout, Carleton.
They're going to go ahead and take a 20-second on that note.
There's been a lot of collisions the last 3-4 minutes. Everybody's diving.
I tell you what, you're definitely right, and that's just an attribute as to how tough this game is being played right now. You know, 4:53 to play, and these teams are well aware of what's on the line. Like we've been saying all game long, nobody's going to leave anything left out of this sport.
Yeah, it's been a great matchup. No one's been able to get more than about a 5 or 6 point lead, so it's been an outstanding game so far.
As both teams get back onto the court with 4:53 to play. Beth Freeman for the Knights inbounding.
Having a hard time getting the ball in.
As Jess Griggs is all in her face, she gets it out to Engel somehow. Pulls up from 3-point range. No good off the side of the iron.
And no shot clock violation. Did not hit the rim.
It's going to be Beaver ball. With 4:46 left to play, Taylor's going to inbound.
And Carleton's going in that press again.
This full court press that is just ever so overpowering. They're not letting anything slide.
No.
Kelly Taylor with the ball. Loses her dribble, gets it back over to McGuire. She breaks the press.
Barely.
Back outside to Staley in the left wing. Over to McGuire at the top of the key. She's going to try and set something else. Nice screen by Amy Magers as she wraps around. Back over to Kelly Taylor in the right wing. Magers, she's going to take it into the paint, up and off the glass. No good. Rolls off.
Carleton with another rebound.
As Katie Freeman just about loses her pivot foot. Colbinson, she's going to get it up and hold it off the side of the line. Gets her own offensive board. Going to be a foul on the Beavers.
And Christine Colbison's going to shoot 2.
You know, now we're not seeing quite so many substitutions in these last few minutes of the game. I think that the coaches are realizing that the players they have in there, they know what's going on. They've got a lot of momentum, a lot of composure right now, and these are the players that's going to get it done.
Yeah, these are mostly your starters and or the personnel that's been playing their best so far in this game.
Colbinson, 1 for 1 from the charity stripe. Offensive board brought down by Beth Freeman.
That's one thing Carleton's done good all night is rebound the ball.
Katie Freeman gets it down low. Beth Freeman, nothing doing there. Brought down by McGuire for Buena Vista.
And they're letting it play.
McGuire gets it out to Holtorf. Kelly Taylor for 3. Will get off the side of the iron. Brought down by Magers as she calls the quick timeout before she steps into the out of bounds. 3:46 to play.
There's been a lot of diving out of bounds, calling timeouts. So possessions are very key, and each team are doing as many possessions as possible.
Definitely. Every player out on the floor right now is well aware of what's going on at the exact moment. You know, a lot of players might not be well aware that they, need to call that timeout at the very last second. They might just happen to go out of bounds. Not thinking. Everybody right now seems to have a very clear mind and a lot of composure.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been that many turnovers. It's just been a hard-fought offensive defensive game.
As Carleton has 18 fouls as opposed to Buena Vista 6.
They're both in the bonus now, so free throws are going to become a key.
3:46 to play in the second half. Final half for one of these two teams. 55-53. Buena Vista on top. Katie McGuire gets it into Magers. Dishes it back out to McGuire.
They're still playing the man-to-man defense.
McGuire over to Taylor. Thinks about getting back over to Magers. Nothing doing. Pushes it off to Jess Griggs. Down low to Magers. Nothing there. She's going to drive into the paint, up and off the glass.
And basket's good.
Amy Magers says, and one.
That's a big bucket.
With 3:28 to play. Magers showing some extreme enthusiasm and a lot of strength right now.
And composure.
Definitely. You know, that's a word we've been using a lot today is composure, but I tell you what, without that, these teams wouldn't be playing the way they are right now.
And it'd be a much sloppier game also.
Magers, no good from the line. Cross-court pass to Carleton, off to Lene Engel. She goes up and count that one for the Knights.
Nice pass.
Katie McGuire gets it across the timeline. 3:14 to play, dishes it off to Holtorf. Holtorf from the right wing. Nothing doing there, back out to the top of the key, dishes off to Magers. Magers over to McGuire.
Trying to get it inside, it's not happening.
Taylor with the ball. Magers tries to set a partial screen, nothing there. Holtorf tried to get it down low to Magers as she's able to draw the foul.
Foul on Beth Freeman.
With 2:58 left to play, Buena Vista on top by 2, 57-55.
She's shooting too.
Holtorf and McGuire in the backcourt, along with Katie Kruger for the Knights. The first one is up, rattles around and drops for Amy Magers.
Nice home rim.
That was Beth Freeman's fourth foul also.
Yeah. The fouls are starting to become a factor now.
They really are, but you know, with only 2:58, one's got to think that foul trouble isn't something that needs to be on their top priority list.
No, they're going to play until they foul out now.
Exactly. The second one was up and good.
Yeah, with about 2 minutes left, well, 3 minutes left in the game. Fouls aren't a factor.
Holmanson, nothing doing there, tries to pull up from about 15 feet. Down into the paint for Vig. She goes up and counted for the Knights.
She's been big.
Katie McGuire once again bringing it up the court alongside Taylor and Magers.
Carleton still in their man-to-man defense, putting some pressure on.
McGuire over to Magers on the right wing.
Everything's been trying to cut to the basket, easy layups.
Kelly Taylor over to McGuire, tries to get it down low to Magers. She's going to let it go. As once again, she knows what's going on. She knows if she was to just let it go, they're going to get it back. So she does.
10 seconds left on the shot clock, so a good quick shot.
McGuire tries to get it into Magers.
Vig stole.
Vig causes the turnover for the Knights. With 2:10 to play in the ball game. Katie Freeman drives into the paint.
Kelly Taylor with a foul.
.208 to play in this ball game. 59-57. Buena Vista on top. Another substitution as Staley's going to take a seat. Holtorf back in for the Beavers.
Kelly Taylor, that was only her second foul.
Katie Freeman at the line. Up and no good off the back of the arm. Brought down by Jess Griggs for Buena Vista.
Nice strong rebound.
Hands it off to Taylor. She gives it off to Katie McGuire. McGuire. Another subtle pass over to Holtorf. Holtorf.
Under 2 minutes left, so every possession's important now.
McGuire driving down, up and off the glass. Count it for Katie McGuire.
Big bust, big basket.
1:48 to play. Buena Vista on top, 61-57 over the Carleton Knights.
TV still playing that man-to-man.
Down low to Vig. Vig inside the paint, no good off the back of the iron. Brought down by Amy Magers. Another great defensive rebound by Amy Magers.
Almost a steal by Carleton, though. Tough man.
McGuire almost loses it there. As Carleton, like you said, is playing a tough man-to-man defense right now. Not letting anything slide. Holtorf, nothing happening down there. Gets it off to McGuire. Back outside to Jess Griggs. She pump fakes, drives into the paint. Dishes down to Kelly Taylor. Up and off the glass for the easy two. As the fans are all up on their feet, we've got 1:07 to play. Buena Vista on top, 63-57.
Nice transition defense by the Beavers, not letting an easy basket.
With 19 seconds left on the play clock.
What a foul. Foul on Leanne Engel. Leanne Engel's going to the free throw line.
She's going to be shooting a pair from the charity stripe.
And she shoots it and makes it.
The first one is up and good. Renee Engel. 1 minute even to play. Tonight's second round of the NCAA championship here on the campus of Buena Vista University in the Siebens Field House. Second one is up and good.
Timeout, Carleton. Well, what do you think they're going to be saying during this timeout break?
You know, I tell you what, like we've been mentioning all game long, just keep your composure. Right now, it is crucial in crunch time for both teams to just maintain their sensibility out on the floor. No, stupid mistakes, for lack of a better word to say. Anything that's going to cause An irrelevant turnover is just not going to be acceptable with 1 minute left to play in a game of this extreme magnitude.
Yeah, possession's going to be a main factor. Right now, BV has the possession arrow, so if there is a tie-up, they do get the ball back. So the shots are going to have to be good.
Everybody in Stevens Fieldhouse on their feet, cheering on both teams right now.
Yeah, and both are in the bonus, so BV's going to shoot 2 no matter what, and Carleton's going to be shooting 1 and 1 on the next foul.
Like always, a close game like this when both teams are in the bonus. This last minute most likely isn't going to last 1 minute. It's going to take a while as both teams aren't going to give up at all.
Especially with this close of a game.
Definitely. There's no reason to doubt that either team can definitely go anywhere from where they're at right now. Carleton is not out of this by any means. However, BV has a lot of momentum going for themselves right now.
Watch for the press, the hard press.
As it's going to be Beaver ball, Kelly Taylor to inbound with 1 minute even to play.
They get it in.
Katie McGuire, she's going to get fouled. And Christy Colbinson, and here it goes.
Here comes the shooting again.
The last minute shooting finale by both teams.
We've been saying free throw shooting's important, and now it's very important at this time.
You know, and the Beavers have to be extremely confident going into the first half with an over 90% free throw percentage. They've maintained that throughout the rest of the second half. You know, if Carleton's going to foul them, so be it. Buena Vista will go to the line without any worries as of right now.
Yeah, and Cobelson just fouled out with her 5th, so that's the first foul out for Carleton.
As Staley checks back in for the Beavers, Holtorf taking a seat, taking some water with 56.6 seconds left to play the second round of the NCAA championship.
And no pressure there, she sinks it. Sometimes the pressure is so big because, I mean, these are clutch shots.
Definitely McGuire showing absolute coolness, confidence as she drains the first one. Second one up.
Oh, good.
She's 2 for 2 from that series. Just under a minute to play, 65-59, Buena Vista on top. Carleton with the ball, dishes it out to the left coffin corner.
Blocked by Staley.
Carrie Christensen tries to put it up deep in the left wing, blocked.
Staley's been doing that the last few games. She's just been playing outstanding defense.
They're all playing their hearts out with 47 seconds left to play. It's going to be night ball once again. Gets it back outside to Katie Freeman. Katie Freeman over to Christensen. She's going to go up for the jumper. No good off the side of the iron. She gets her own offensive board, puts it back up. Count that one for Carrie Christensen. Staley tries to call a timeout. The refs
out of bounds going to the Beavers. I believe the Carleton player tried to pick up the ball and she was out of bounds.
Smart play by the Beavers as Holtorf checks back in. Looks like Staley's going to check out.
Yep.
33 seconds.
Shot clock's going to become a factor pretty soon. There's 25 seconds on the shot clock with 33 seconds left in the game.
Jess Gridge, she's going to sit way back in the floor. Guarded by Beth Freeman. She knows they're all very aware of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Gets it inside to Holtorf. Holtorf crosses the timeline. She's just trying to run out the clock, and she's fouled by Carrie Christensen.
Let's see how she can make free throws. Staley's coming back in for that offense-defense type of game, so watch for a lot of substitution in that matter.
That's the second one on Christensen for the Knights. Holtorf to shoot. 29.4 seconds left to play in what seems to be such a huge game, and it's not dying by any means.
Yep.
66-61, Buena Vista on top as Holtorf drains that first one.
The foul was on Carrie Christensen, and that was her second.
Second one by Holtorf. Up, no good, rattles off the side of the iron. Brought down by Megan Vig for the night. She's going to take it up the court herself. Tries to get it down low.
Yeah, loose ball, jump ball.
Katie McGuire gets a hand on it. Going to cause a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Buena Vista.
Katie McGuire's been doing that all game long.
20.6 seconds left to play. Buena Vista on top, 66-61 over the Carleton Knights.
Yeah.
Taylor to inbound. Gets it into McGuire, immediately fouled.
They're not letting any time go off the clock.
That last inbound series took about 1 second.
Plenty of time for Carleton still to make a comeback.
I tell you what, this is the person we want at the free throw line. If it's going to be clutch like this, McGuire, like we've said, is so cool in these extreme moments of pressure.
Yeah.
As I say that, the first one is up and bottom.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was going to be jinxed or not, but it was good.
67-61, Buena Vista on top with 19.1 seconds to play. The second one up.
Good.
Makes it look so easy. Katie McGuire.
For being a sophomore.
Wow, that's about all you can say right now. Buena Vista going into the first half, trailing by 3. You know, not exactly having a whole lot of momentum in their favor, have absolutely turned this around. The crowd is behind them. Everybody is just cheering their hearts out for the Beavers right now as they're on top by 7, 68-61 over the Knights with just over 19 seconds to play.
It's been outside shooting too. I mean, a couple of clutch three-pointers really got the crowd into it, and that really got the team back into it.
Definitely, like we've kind of been saying back and forth, the second half from the first half, absolutely night and day difference. The first half, nothing doing from the perimeter. It was all inside the paint, down low scoring. Right now, a lot of the crucial shots are coming from deep behind the arc.
Yeah, that free throw shooting has been important, and BV has been making their shots.
You can definitely tell Buena Vista's been in this position before as they're all maintaining such good composure.
Yeah.
Like we keep saying time and time again, but it's true.
You need that in these tough points of the game.
Virtually everybody on their feet right now. So Knights get it in with 16 seconds left to play. The Beavers up by 7. Katie Freeman dabbling around the top of the perimeter, gets it off. Over to Angle, tries to 3-0 deal, and loose ball. Kelly Taylor comes out with it as she's fouled.
Hard foul. 5 seconds left in the game. She's had a good game. Kelly Taylor has.
Buena Vista on top, 68-61. Just over 5 seconds to play.
And Beth Freeman just fouled out of the game for Carleton.
Buena Vista keeping everybody back. They don't want any mistaken fouls inside the paint right now. It's Magers, Holtorf, Staley, and McGuire. Sitting on the opposite side of the timeline is Carleton. Looks like they're going to get in another player. These last couple seconds, it looks like Beth Freeman taking a seat. Kate Kruger coming in for the last 5. Kelly Taylor to shoot. First one up, no good off the front of the iron.
Fatigue is starting to become a factor. I mean, the last few minutes, legs were getting a little tired, shots were a little shorter.
The second one up and good for Taylor from the line.
That's pretty much the clutch.
5.5 seconds to play. Knights have the ball. Christensen throws up a 3, no good.
Game
there
over.
We have it. Buena Vista pulling off the win as the Beavers take over the Carleton Knights tonight with a final score 69-61 in the second round of the NCAA championship play.
Defense was the key tonight.
I tell you what, this game never got old, never got boring from start to finish down to the very last seconds. This game was as fresh as could be.
This is the biggest lead of the game for either team.
Wow, I tell you, that's right. An 8-point lead is the biggest lead that either has had throughout the entire game. So once again, Buena Vista claiming the win, the second round of the NCAA championship, defeating the Carleton Knights 69-61. We're going to go ahead and toss it back to the studio for a quick message. When we come back, more live right here on the UCA.
Every day you wake up at dawn, get the kids ready for school, help make breakfast, rush to work, grab a quick lunch, you pick the kids up after school, take them to the park, go shopping, exercise, prepare supper, read a quick story, put everyone to bed, pay the bills. And somewhere in your busy life, you find time for continuing education and professional development. iowalearns.org, your source for lifelong learning, any place, anytime.
doing here?
I'm only here because
You're here, hot stuff.
Here we go again. This is gonna be about smoking in the house, isn't it? Listen, this poor guy's been picked on enough. His home is his castle. He has rights, he has privileges, he has
kids.
kids. You have kids and you're smoking in the house? Just little kids. What's the matter with you? Are your kids to get pneumonia? No. Bronchitis? Asthma? Do I have to light a fire under you? Get up. What do you need? Smoke outside. What? Smoke outside. Make the right choice.
Go out for your kids.
The Buena Vista women have defeated the Carleton Knights with a final score 69-61. They have advanced, going on from the second round game of the NCAA championship. Right now, we're going to go ahead and toss it down to the floor to BV's very own Tom Weeks. Tom?
Thank you very much. Right now, we have the pleasure of being with the president of the university, President Fred Moore. How are you feeling?
Tom, I'm feeling great. It was a great victory for our women. I'm really proud of Coach Barry and her staff and the team. Carleton was very good. They were a very physical team. We fought very hard, and it was a hard-fought victory. And it was just a wonderful atmosphere in here. We had a great crowd. It was just a really great atmosphere for basketball. And I really encourage people to come out tonight for the men's game. It starts at 7:30. It should be a barn burner.
Absolutely, and it's such an amazing atmosphere. By game time, even though it was an early game, a 4 o'clock game, we had this place packed. What do you have to say everyone came out here?
Oh, it was just terrific to have such great crowd support. You know, women's basketball is very exciting, and I remember years ago that the crowds would be very, very small for women's games all across the country, and it's gaining interest, and that's a great thing for women's athletics.
All right, you heard it from the president's mouth himself. Come on out to the men's game. I believe it is at 6:30. Is that when it is?
I think it's at 7:30.
Is it at 7:30? Well, we got quite a break before then. Everybody, if you can't make it to the game, then tune in. But if you can, get in your cars right now. If you're a student here, walk on down. And you're actually paying out of your own pocket $1 for all the students' tickets.
Well, we did. We decided that it would be important to defray some of the costs for the students. I remember being on a student budget myself, and it should be a great atmosphere tonight as well.
It is, and from all the students, thank you very much. That $1 does make a big difference. And students, come on out here. Thank you very much, Fred Moore, for being here. What an amazing game. Right, I'm going to throw it back to our commentators, Mike and John. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Tom Weeks. Once again, it is in the books. The women, Buena Vista women, have advanced in Sweet 16 play as they knock off the Carleton Knights with a final score 69-61. I tell you what, Mike, we've got the stats here. Why don't we take a look at some of the outstanding numbers?
Well, like total points for the Beavers, Amy Magers shot it up to 21 points, and followed by Katie McGuire, who had 17 tough points. Shooting percentage-wise, Beavers shot 52%. No, 60% from the three-point line, 52% from the total field. That's outstanding ball, nice shooting. Compared to Carleton's, who was shooting 31% for the second half and only 12% from three-point line. So those are some important stats.
That's right, definitely. And also looking at some overall game stats, it looks like the Carleton College, they had a 37.3 percentage from field goal range, from three-point range. They had a percentage of 16.7%, and then also for free throws, an even 60%, as opposed to Buena Vista's 78.8% percentage from the charity stripe. That also played a huge factor in tonight's ball game.
Yeah, but you gotta give credit to Carleton. Megan Vick had tough 17 points. She worked hard on both the offensive end and defensive end. Followed by Leanne Engel with 16. So those two top scorers really helped Carleton stay in.
Okay, well, definitely this was one of the most outstanding games that we have seen in quite some time. Once again, coming up at 7:30, Buena Vista men taking on the Lawrence Vikings tonight. But a special congratulations going out to the Buena Vista women right now from all of us at the UCN and all the student body as they knock off the Carleton Knights with a final score of 69-61. For Mike Jacobson, I'm John Schultz bringing you all the play-by-play action. We'll be back at 7:30 to call the men's game right here live on the UCN.